name's Mark Ellismuir, formerly known as Mark Ellis, and I come from England, Worcestershire mainly, and then moved to Scotland. I first got into motorbikes when I was about 5 or 6 years old, and I got photographs of my father going camping on his old Rudge Ulster 500 with my mum, and it looked a really cool thing to do. After that, a mate and I used to go down the meadows and ride mobilettes and Putch Maxes and all that sort of thing, which was really the beginnings of my career, I suppose, in motorbikes, or life into motorbikes. From then on, at 15, I started riding mopeds when I shouldn't have been, then 16 motorbikes. Then I passed my test and off I went. The first real good experience on a motorbike was probably when I was 16 and I got a moped and I rode to school. And I was one of the first kids at school to have a moped. In those days, we all had bikes, but we could hardly afford them. So it was a really great experience. So following on from my passion for motorbikes and having lots of motorbikes and building and customizing motorbikes myself, I eventually wanted to get involved in motorbikes as a career. I thought, I ride them, I live them, I breathe them, I might as well work for them. And my first experience of that was when I used to deliver bikes or pick up bikes from my friends that had bought bikes. I got involved in a Harley dealership back down in Worcestershire, and then they offered me a job which I took. Next thing I knew, I'm in sales, working out the Birmingham Harley Davidson shop. There's this little thing I used to go to called Thunder in the Glens, which is like other club meets and the rest of it, with Harley. I went up there and met with this, what I thought was a little dealership in Scotland that run Indians. I had a friend back in England, in Worcestershire, that had his own dealership there and rode the bikes and thought, wow, these things are fantastic. So I got to know this gentleman that was quite a character. His name was Callum, and he owned a company called Saltire Motorcycles. From that, a few years later, we kept meeting at Thunder. I was probably drunk quite a lot of the times when I was speaking to him. We got on really well. I basically asked him for a job. He said, yeah, in a couple of years' time if you want. So in a couple of years' time, I went back up, asked him for a job. He turned around and said, yeah, come and see me. And that's how I got up to Scotland. One of my best times actually up here was when we did the bike show 2 years ago, helping arrange it, helping get involved in the whole thing, and actually being at the show and see how big Callum's business, or Saltire, Callum McPhee's business is, and how the impact it has on the Scottish people, which was pretty impressive. Moving on from there, my decision to retire has basically come about that we wanted to retire up here in 5 or 6 years' time. With COVID and with everything else, I want to enjoy riding my bike and having more experience with riding rather than being the other side of the counter, so to speak. So we felt it was time now, after everything that's gone on, to move forward in my career, which is to come out of the bike business and give up work